much for jumping in today. I wanted to do a quick plan with me of December. I'm actually getting started a little bit late. It's like 3 days into December right now, but I've had a lot going on, and so this is just the time I finally have a minute to sit down and do this. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's procrastinating here, but you know what? I feel like it's better late than never. So I did want to quickly show you my November layout just to kind of give you an idea of like what worked for me, what didn't, etc., and then I feel like we'll jump into doing the plan with me. So for November, this was my Zentangle kind of month. I really enjoyed doing this theme, and I kind of tried to keep it throughout the month. I did a month at a glance, which seems to work really well for me. I didn't have a whole lot going on this month, but it was nice to just kind of see it all laid out. So I think I'm going to continue that again for this month. Then I got all my trackers. The mood and the sleep tracker, you can tell I kind of slacked off on this month. I'm usually really good about keeping track of that, but for some reason this one didn't work. I don't know if it was just because I had a lot going on or what, but I really liked the idea of it. I just never did really follow through. So it was starting to look pretty cool. You can see like the different variations of colors, which represent, you know, various hours of sleep or what mood I am, or I was in. So I like the idea of this. I think it would have just looked better if I actually followed through with it. But that's really my fault, not the tracker's fault. And then kind of similarly with the habit tracker, you can see I stopped half the month, and that was because I decided to switch back to my normal layout of doing a habit tracker weekly, because I found it kind of annoying to have to flip back to my monthly habit tracker to keep jotting stuff down. Like you can see I have a couple days of gaps here, and that's because I was just like, I just didn't want to have to like go look for it and kind of like follow it from that page. So I switched over to my weekly tracker, which is what I used to do, and I think I'm just going to keep doing that because, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So this is my first week. I did the Zentangle theme a lot on this one. It's very similar to one that I did previously. I just wanted to do it again. I thought it was really pretty. And I didn't have a huge section for my to-do list, but I felt like I didn't really need it either. And if you've been following me on Instagram or on my videos, you know that I only do weeklies. I don't do dailies. And that's just because for my personal schedule, I just don't need to have daily stuff. I need like an overall to-do list for the week, and that's it. So then here I have my YouTube subscribers tracker, which I actually need to color in because I've gotten a few more subscribers lately. So yay, thank you for those of you who just recently started subscribing. So let's fill these in. There we go. So yeah, this is pretty exciting. I hit 2,000 subscribers on October, and that was like such a big deal. So we're just gonna see what happens. And I have this pretty little floral applique. It's like a cutout that I got from a pen pal, and I just thought it was so pretty, and I just wanted to put it on there. This week was a super short week because I had so much going on that I didn't have time to write anything down, so I just did like a quick little jotting down. But you can see I didn't even do a to-do list, so that week was kind of just whatever. This week I actually had a lot going on, so you can see I had a huge to-do list. I had a lot of things going on, so I really liked this kind of Art Deco theme. There's a video for it as also, so you can just follow that one if you want to see how to do this kind of simple Art Deco theme. This is my 30 Days to Minimalism layout. I kind of got a little bit distracted because of the holidays, so I need to jump back in, and so basically I wrote down everything from this printout from Pick Up Limes on how to kind of work your way slowly into having a minimalist home. And I really like having written it down because then it kind of like reaffirms it in my brain. And so as I go through, I use my Tombow dual brush pen in the 772, which is blush, and I'm just coloring in each box for the day. So I'm still going through that. I'm also doing a vlog series on that, so you can see that on my channel. But yeah, so that's what this is for. Then I did a quick video on how to do floral doodles and leaf doodles. So this was my page for that. I like having this as a reference, so I actually even wrote this in my index, so that way when I'm kind of just stumped and thinking of different things I can doodle, I reference that. This is just a quick little page. My son's birthday is right around the corner, and I'm making / buying decorations, so I'm kind of just having a running list of things that I need to add to that. This was, I believe, last week's layout. I really enjoyed this. This was something that I did. I set this up while doing my Facebook Live. So for those of you that don't know, every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific on Facebook, I do a live feed. So it's usually a show for about an hour, and I do different things from lettering to setting up weeks to just going over bullet journaling stuff. So this week was setting up my weekly layout, and so I did this while talking to everyone and kind of showing them what I was doing. And you can see here is where I started to bring back my weekly tracker, which that week I was like in Palm Springs, so I didn't fill out half the week just because I was on vacation and I wasn't thinking about my bullet journal at all. Then the next page, I covered this up because it was some personal notes that I just wanted to discuss with my doctor. This is names that I have for my Facebook Live. So last week I was doing hand lettering, and I started writing people's names because they wanted to see how I would write it. And I didn't get to everyone because there was a lot of people, so I wrote down a list of everyone's names. So this Thursday, I'm going to be following up and doing these names and then whatever topic we're going over. So this was this current week. I really love this layout, so I think I'm going to do this one again, just because I think it's really cool. It's pretty, it's clear. I really enjoyed it, and I think this is kind of going to be my first week of December. I have the first 2 days of December, but this is like still part of November, so now that I'm doing the December setup, that's what I'm going to kind of do, is this sort of general layout, just so you know. And I don't really know how I'm going to set up, like what my theme is. I just know I want to do snowflakes. I don't really want to do Christmas or Hanukkah. I really just want to do like more of a winter theme. So let's jump in, right? Let's do this.
Okay, so right now I am doing my December header page, and this is the Tombow Food and Osuki, and now I'm adding in some snowflakes to go with the snowflake theme. I'm using a micron. I used the 05 to make the main stars, and then now I'm going in with the 01 to do all the details. I actually went onto Pinterest and just looked up a few cool snowflake designs and used that as sort of a general guideline kind of inspo to create my own. I wanted them all to be different and interesting and unique, so some I like better than others, but I think it was a still fun little way to kind of decorate my header page. And then now I'm actually going to be filling in some color. This is the Sky Blue Tombow Dual Brush Pen. It's a really pretty, like, icy blue color. And then this is one of the blues from my Crayola Super Tip set, just to add a little bit of dimension and another color to it. And then I just kind of highlighted the December with the dual brush pen just to kind of give it a little bit more color. And so now I'm doing like a mini calendar. I actually put some white out and redid it because I was spacing them out too weird and I just didn't like it. And then I just went over and with an 05 made it darker. And so on this next page I'm doing my month at a glance, and I just did like a really loose border with my Tombow dual twin tip pen, which is a pen that has gray and black. And then these little accents I'm doing are with my Daiso pen, my Daiso blue pen, and then I tried to use my white gel pen, but it wasn't working, so then I just decided to add some blue dots with the super tip. yeah, all the pens are listed below. Um, so here I'm just kind of adding like the big chunks of time that I wanted to account for. So the next, I'm setting up a couple of trackers. The first one is my sleep tracker, and I wanted to continue having like a fun way of tracking them, and I figured stars are cute, they make me think of sleep and nighttime. So I did 31 stars for the month of December, all different sizes, and then I'm gonna fill them in according to the hours of sleep that I do, and I'm going from lightest to darkest in blues, just keeping it with the blue theme. Next, I'm doing a mood tracker, which I didn't want to do stars again. And then I was thinking of doing snowflakes, but I was like, nah, that's too much work. So I just did dots, and I figured the dots would just be cute once they're all filled in. And then the emotions, or I guess moods, that I like to jot down are happy, stressed, sad, and angry. I used to do more, but it just seemed like too much. So simpler is better. And on the next page, I'm doing a gift tracker since it's the holidays, and I just thought it'd be really cute to add, a little bit of decoration. So I went and did a bluish present, and then like another one that's going to be red and green, because I have a family that's pretty big, and we celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas, so I wanted to make sure that I had all of that accounted for. Um, so just really, really simple. I wanted to make it clear and not too overdone. And then here I'm just going to basically write down the name of the person, the gift that I'm getting them or got them, and then mark down when it's complete, just so I can keep track of it all. And so now I wanted to go ahead and set up my weekly layout. And like I mentioned before, I'm actually going to be doing the same layout that I just did recently, just because I really, really liked it, and I thought it was super clear and simple. Last week I did 6 days because I started it on a Monday, so I didn't need to write down Sunday. But this week I am starting from Sunday, so I'm adding the 7th day there at the bottom. So it's just like a little bit different than the last one, but not as much. And I kind of free-handed this banner to make it a little bit more wavy rather than the straight banner that I did before. And I'm just adding a little bit of shading, and now I'm using my dual brush pen for like the daily headers. My Tombow Food no Suki, this is a great one for lettering because it writes, in such compact spaces really, really well, whereas the dual brush pen is just way too big and you can't use it for things like that. And so here I messed up on the calendar. I wrote the days completely wrong, and I could have put whiteout on it, but I thought I'd be a little creative and put a little piece of paper on top and then just draw a snowflake. I just wanted to be creative and come up with something a little bit different than what I normally do. But yeah, normally I would probably put just whiteout or washi tape over it. But anyways, I wrote the calendar there correctly, and then this is where I'm doing my weekly tracker, because like I mentioned before, I don't like doing the monthly trackers anymore. And I like to space it out just so it fills in the page a little bit nicer. And then the last thing is just doing a little section for next week, things that I need to remember, and yeah, super simple, but very, very organized. So here's just a quick little flip through of what I did for the month of December. I hope you guys like it.